Spiritual living well, this is our last dimension of energy. Spiritual living well is our higher purpose. When I first met Bob in Glasgow, and I was fascinated by the Parkinsons quilt project. This incredible quilt that people all around the world have made and put together, this incredible quilt. My personal favorite is the Live in La Vida, I can't even say it. Live in La Viva Dopa. It's Live in La Vida Dopa inside, you know that song? That's my personal favorite. But it's got to do with you folks. The spiritual living well, serving something greater than yourself, is a life journey. And it's the only thing that I can think of spiritually that will take you beyond what you've got. And to share with you some thoughts and ideas around this, I want to reflect back to the World War II when there was a concentration camps. Because having Parkinson's is like being in a jail. The prison walls might close in on you, the doors might become a little darker, and you might feel a little bit of a cramping, a confining, if you will, because of the physicalness of the condition. And there's windows of hope, there's rays of hope, there's research, incredible stuff that's happening with Dr. Honey and all that stuff, all the stuff we talked about yesterday. But the truth is, the people that make it out of jail are the people that have the mindset of serving something greater than themselves. My reference book for this is a book by Viktor Frankl. It's called Man's Search for Meaning. And he was a psychologist in concentration camps, a Jewish psychologist in concentration camps. And he wanted to know why some people, who were all fed the same and treated the same, why some people survived concentration camps and other people perished when they were given exactly the same conditions. And he found out that the only reason that people made it out of the concentration camps by the time the Allies come to pick them up was because they had something beautiful still left to do. They had something beautiful still left to do. One guy was a violinist, he wanted to play a concert. One lady had a garden, she wanted to weed a garden. They had something beautiful left to do, something greater than themselves left to do. So I want to echo what Bob said earlier about getting involved. Share. Super walks, support groups, research, families, getting involved in research is fantastic. And educate the public. The public's pretty ignorant about what's going on. Speak up, advocate, agitate democracy, and sign the pledge, folks. There's a 1 million per signature pledge that's being waited for. There's a 1 million. They're asking for 1 million signatures on the Parkinson's pledge by 2013 when the Parkinson's Congress goes to Montreal. Go online, parkinsonspledge.org. Send your friends, send everybody you can. Sign the pledge. Let's get 1 million hits in 3 years. Can we do that? Why not? Get your church groups involved. Get your social groups involved. Get everybody to sign the pledge. And the pledge is very political and very edgy. And finally, folks, create. Always create something that's a beautiful gift greater than you. Because when you create, you celebrate a wonderful quote, and it goes something like this. We had that wonderful pianist last night. He's obviously good with the piano. But I want to share with you the fact of life, folks, that everyone, and I mean everyone, has an instrument to bring to the vast orchestra of humanity. Whatever your instrument is, keep playing strong. And celebrate your dash. Have you seen the dash poem? The dash is that little thing that we call life, right? I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on her tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of her birth, and he spoke the following date with tears. But he said that what mattered most was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time that she spent alive on earth. And now only those who loved her know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love, and how we spend our dash. The poem continues. I'll leave it up to you to Google it, and find out the dash. I want to share with you some dash people. This is a fellow from the early 1800s who changed his life because he thought he was dead. He's a munitions manufacturer. He actually invented dynamite. He's a very rich man. There was an industrial accident where his brother Emile was killed. He killed in the factory. The French newspapers published his obituary by accident. Wouldn't that be cool to see what people thought of you? Maybe. The French obituary started off by saying, "Le marchand de mort est mort." The merchant of death is dead. Because his job was to make guns and weapons and bombs. He decided to change his life and change the quality of his dash. And he set up a little prize to celebrate humanity. Perhaps you've heard of his name. Alfred Nobel. Here's a pretty cool dash. I like her dash. This guy's got a pretty cool dash. Now, for the care partners and for you, I want to focus a little bit on the care partners and the health professionals and the Parkinson's Society staff. Just help us celebrate our life. Because, folks, there's a quote that I want to share with you. I had the good fortune to travel to the country of Nepal and follow my hero's footsteps, and I made it all the way to the bottom of Mount Everest. Thank you very much. Get to the bottom. When I got there, I realized that for Sherman Hillary to get to the top of the world, that was his success. It took 350 guides carrying 10 tons of gear for 3 months to get him to the top of the mountain. When I look out at this sea of shining faces and I see the care partners, the Parkinson's staff, the board members, the researchers that have been sharing with us, the health partners, the nurses, the physios, all the people that's helped us out, they are our unsung heroes. I would like the folks with Parkinson's to give them some applause right now. Because, folks, even though you might get paid, and even though you chose this to be a calling, it's true that you make a living by what you get, but you make a life by what you give. So thank you so much on behalf of me and all of us for giving out to us the hope and possibilities of a future with or without Parkinson's. Physically, as Lady Godiva says, I'm drawing near to my close. Physically, lighten up. Lighten up, emotionally, see people as people whenever possible, mentally choose your perspective, and spiritually serve a higher purpose. Now, I mentioned to you that I had the good fortune to travel to some various countries, and I got to the country of Italy, and I actually went to the Vatican, and I had an audience with the Pope. There was 20,000 of us all at once, but I was in an audience with the Pope. I got into the archives of the Vatican, and I actually found the questions that St. Peter's asked us when we get to heaven. You thought you just walked in? It doesn't work so good like that. There's actually 3 interview questions that St. Peter's will ask you at the gates of heaven. They are as follows. You ready for them? To see how you're doing in your life so far. Did you find joy? Did you give joy? And last but not least, multiple choice. Who's the best band, Beatles or the Stones? Stones, Beatles, yeah. I think they're both right answers, so that's okay. Folks, it's been a great honor to share with you. I want to close off with this little card. Please take this card home as a gift from me to you. Thank you so much for inviting me out here. I want to close with this quote, so that'll be my final thoughts. And we're just a titch over time, but people can still check out, I'm sure. Okay? I want to close with this card. Please take it home. If there's extras on the table, take it to give to a friend. Extra noses, take to give to a friend. Extra anything, take to give to a friend. Don't forget to download the goodies on the website as well. There's a whole thing in the back about thanking you from the point of view of my baby daughter Hannah, which by the way means the gift of a child from God, which I think is a pretty cool name. In fact, it says this: babies like my daughter Hannah represent hope and promise for the future. May we always cherish our innocence, believe in the best, and delight in one another as we play and work together, celebrating life and infinite possibilities for love. To my friends living with Parkinson's, daily and firsthand, I honor your courage, your strength, and your grace. To our loving family members, our care partners, and other dedicated professionals, we honor your compassion, your commitment, and your patience. We are not alone. It's kind of beautiful, isn't it? Yes, I'm a guy who cries, it's true. We are not alone. Thank you for being our unsung heroes. So let me share with... yeah, okay, I'm good. Let me share with you this closing quote. This is my dedication quote to everybody for coming out today. Success by Walpole Emerson. Success is to laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, and to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, a disease cure, or a redeemed social condition. To play with enthusiasm and sung with exaltation, and to have teenagers like this to survive them. To know that even one life has breathed easier because you've lived. This is to have succeeded. Ladies and gentlemen, move forward with courage, move forward with hope, but most of all, move forward together. Thank you.